would never think that a place like an IT building, where every corner is monitored by cameras, could have a spot where something might be hiding and watching you. This is the story of Vivek Jha, who worked as a backend data executive on the 13th floor of the multi-storied Vardhan Tech Park building in Mumbai for about 5 years on the night shift. Vivek and Rajesh were busy with their work that night. Just like every other night, while doing data entry on the computer screen, Vivek was getting sleepy. But the shift rules were strict, break times were fixed. Suddenly he felt as if someone had walked past him from behind. He immediately turned around, but there was no one there. He returned to his work, but then the printer started running by itself. At 2:15 AM, when only 2 people were on the entire floor, Vivek and his colleague Rajesh, a printout came out of the printer. He thought perhaps it was connected to some system and someone had mistakenly sent a file. But when he pulled out the paper, it was blank. He got goosebumps. Vivek Jha was from Bhagalpur, Bihar, from a middle-class family where his father was a retired school teacher and his mother was a simple religious housewife. His 2 sisters were married and the responsibility of the house now rested on him. He had completed a diploma in computer science and after a few small jobs, he got the position of backend data executive in the Vardhan Tech Park building in Mumbai for about 5 years on the night shift. Rajesh was from Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh. He was 2 years senior to Vivek and had been working at the same company for the past year. Rajesh was sharp and smart but quiet in his behavior. His perspective on the night shift was that it offered peace for working. Vardhan Tech Park was a 20-story high-rise building. The building was magnificent, glass walls, a luxurious cafeteria, high security access, and elevators that took you straight to your floor. But there was something strange about this building. The 13th floor never appeared in the elevator. The elevator went straight from 12 to 14. However, employees were told that the 13th floor wasn't for everyone but was present in the system. Only the night backend team was supposed to go there. Vivek's work was not easy. Night shifts, system monitoring, data entry, tracking server logs, and generating client reports. But he had to support his family, so he never complained. For the first 2 years, he worked the day shift. He had trouble staying awake at night, so he always avoided the night shift. However, the company recently signed a large client project. Suddenly, there was a shortage of people on the night backend team, and HR sent Vivek an email, a rotational night shift for 3 months. This time, Vivek couldn't avoid it and reluctantly agreed. That same day, to see the 13th floor office, he asked the security guard. Then the security guard told him, "Sir, the 13th floor won't show up in the elevator. This is service staircase that goes up from the corner of the 12th floor. You have to use that to go up." "Oh, I see. That door every day, it's always locked. I didn't know there was a staircase behind it." "Sir, it stays locked during the day because no one goes there during the day," the security guard explained. Even while hearing all this, the shift allowance and overtime pay were running through Vivek's mind. He knew nothing about the floor, nor had he heard any rumors before. The 13th floor was just a new seat and some extra money for him. Slowly, Vivek started hearing things about this floor. Rajesh, a colleague who worked the same shift and had been in the building for the past year, said during a tea break, "Do you know what rumors are going around about this floor? People say strange things happen here at night. They say this floor is haunted. But I think people just make up these stories to avoid the night shift. If something were happening, the company couldn't hide it." Vivek agreed with him and nodded, laughing. But a corner of his heart held a feeling of unease. Then that very night, an incident occurred that silenced his joking. Around 2:15 AM, both were sitting at their desks. Suddenly, the printer started running by itself. Rajesh said, "Man, someone must have sent a document." When Vivek pulled the paper out of the printer, it was blank. Rajesh joked, "Ghosts must have sent their resume." During the shift, a CCTV screen, usually linked to the security room, was always running on the system next to Vivek. No one ever turned it off because security often left it on. Vivek didn't pay attention to the screen, but sometimes his eyes would inadvertently drift towards it. He'd see movement in the corridor, someone walking. Maybe it's security, he told himself many times. One night, Vivek saw a shadow on the CCTV, and the next moment someone was standing behind his chair in the same footage. Rajesh yelled, "Vivek, look behind you." Vivek turned around, but there was no one there. They were both silent for a moment, looking at each other. Vivek's body went numb. He put on his headphones, but even while listening to music, his mind was now submerged in a fearful silence. This was the first experience of fear for both Vivek and Rajesh. They decided not to tell anyone about it. They thought no one would believe them and everyone would consider them cowards, and they also feared the company might fire them for spreading rumors. There was a meeting room on this floor, right in the corner. It was always locked. One night, Rajesh went to the pantry to get water. Vivek was sitting alone checking log files when he suddenly heard a loud noise in his headphones, like many people talking at once. But no music track was playing in the playlist. He stood up in a panic and the noise suddenly stopped. His gaze fell on meeting room number 3. A faint yellow light was shining from under the door as if someone had lit a torch inside, but suddenly the light went out. Vivek had always been curious about this room, so one night during his break he asked the security guard, "Sir, why does meeting room number 3 always stay closed? I've never seen any meetings held here." The guard tried to brush it off at first, but then calmly said, "Sir, the old-timers say that something is not right in that room. Meetings used to be held here, but then something strange happened and it's been kept locked ever since." A few days later, one night Rajesh went to the last restroom in the corridor to wash his hands. As soon as he entered, the fluorescent light flickered as if something was fluttering above him. He quickly washed his hands, but as soon as he turned off the faucet, all the lights in the bathroom went out instantly. Deep silence, but he could hear the tap-tap of dripping water and the soft rustle of someone's slow footsteps. He quickly turned on his mobile flashlight and ran towards the exit. As he opened the door, the corridor lights immediately came back on, but it was still pitch black inside the restroom. Frightened, Rajesh rushed straight back to Vivek's desk. "Bro, did you turn off the main light in the washroom?" "I haven't moved from here. All the lights are on." Rajesh looked back. Indeed, the washroom lights were on from the outside and the fluorescent tube was flickering again inside. They started talking to each other. Vivek told Rajesh what the security guard had told him. Now slowly both Vivek and Rajesh were starting to have separate terrifying experiences. Sometimes a shadow, sometimes strange things typed on the computer screen, or sometimes an unexplainable coldness. Vivek noticed that these experiences often occurred around 3 a.m. And the strangest thing was that on the days anyone spent more time near the meeting room number 3, they felt something more frightening. They began to inquire more from the old employees in the office and the housekeeping staff. The answer from everyone was almost the same. The room feels strangely cold, sometimes sounds come from inside by themselves, and anyone sitting near the room late at night sees unusual things. Hearing all this only increased Vivek's fear. It felt as if some power inside that room was affecting everything around it. One night around 3:10 a.m., a noise came from that room. Vivek and Rajesh went near the room and saw the light on beneath the door. Vivek slowly moved towards it. The door was closed, but there were soft sounds coming from inside as if someone was talking in a hushed voice. He asked Rajesh to call the security, but no one answered the phone. Frightened, they returned to their desks only to find Vivek's system was on and a line was typed in a strange font. "Why didn't you open the door?" Vivek and Rajesh were now secretly terrified of the atmosphere on this floor. They came to the office every night, but their faces no longer held the same ease. One day during their break, while they were sitting in the cafeteria, they learned from the housekeeping staff that an employee named Shark had been working in the same shift a few months before and had suddenly quit his job. Vivek was very surprised because there was no record in the office. Vivek did some searching and somehow got Sharad's number. When he called, Sharad initially tried to avoid the conversation, but when Vivek told him that he too was now going through the same CCTV experiences in meeting room number 3, Sharad was silent for a moment and then quietly said, "Meet me, but don't tell anyone else." The next evening they met at a small tea stall. Sharad was very nervous at first, his hands were trembling, his voice was shaky. Sharad explained, "An employee once died in that meeting room. He had a heart attack due to stress during overtime in the night shift. The company hid the matter to protect its image, but they say his soul has been there ever since." "Did you see something yourself?" Sharad's eyes welled up. "See, he was sitting on my CCTV screen every night, and one night I saw myself sitting in that room on the CCTV, but in reality I was in my chair. After that night I requested a shift change, but no one agreed and they turned off the camera in that room. Then one night I opened the door to that meeting room myself. I still can't tell you what was in that room. Just know that there is something there that can turn anyone into one of them." After saying this much, Sharad left. That night, Vivek told Rajesh Sharad's entire story. They decided that they would turn on the CCTVs and save the recording. They saved the footage from the last 3 nights and put it on a pen drive. As soon as morning came, he emailed HR that he could no longer come to the office and that something serious was about meeting room number 3. But within a few moments, his system screen went black and a line was typed in a strange font. "What you saw, no one should have seen." He went home and tried to sleep. When he woke up, the pen drive was gone, his laptop was on, and the same line was on the screen. "You can't leave shift 13. That same night, Rajesh called. The same line had appeared on his screen and the door to the meeting room had opened by itself. The next morning, HR arrived at the office and found that the CCTV footage for meeting room number 3 had been automatically deleted, no backup remained. And the floor where Meher had died now had dampness and cracks, as if the ground itself was hiding something. The next week, both of them submitted their resignations. Vivek quit his job and left the city. But even today, around 3:10 a.m., he wakes up with a jolt. If you like this story, subscribe to us. If you have any similar stories, send them to us in the comment box. We'll try to make the next animated story yours.